Hello from Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. Today we're checking out the Coaster Insider Tour. Remember, this is an add-on experience to your already pretty pricey ticket, starting at $39.99 per person for the tour slot. And today we have it at 1 p.m. We're going to be going behind the scenes of Cheetah Hunt, Montu, and Cobras Curse. I'm beyond excited. The tour and check-in's behind me. Let's go get started.
You do not have to ride if you don't want to. I know there are some who don't like to ride, but it's okay. I'm going to call our team and make sure he's ready, and we're just going to start walking. So you guys can follow me down.
Cheetah Hunt. Right now we're behind our area by our launch 2 area. We have a total of 3 launches. Launch 1's going to be up there by our station, which launches you from 0 to 45 miles per hour. Launch 2 right here is from 0 to 60, which shoots you all the way up to the figure 8. And then launch 3 is going to be all the way out there, but that's a walk, but we can't go out there either. But over there it's from 0 to 55. Now, those white fins right there are called our LSM stators, which are just basically huge giant magnets that have 480 volts of electricity in them. Underneath our train, we have 64 magnets, which, like if you ever try to put 2 magnets together, they repel each other. That's how it launches it all the way up over there. These 2 green generators right here is what powers our launch 1 and launch 2 area. Fun little fact about it. The electricity bill for Cheetah Hunt in just 1 week is equivalent to having all the lights on in your house for 2 years. Yeah, a lot of electricity. These gray fins right here are our brake fins. They go down when the train is launched. As you can see, they go back up when the train goes over it. We have little proximity switches throughout the entire track, which triggers those. They detect speed, metal, and location of the train. So when these go back up in the event of a rollback, which it does happen, these will go up, it'll catch the magnets, slow it down to our nearest block. We have 10 blocks in general. Blocks are basically areas that we can escort you off the train.
This is our maintenance barn. At the beginning of the night, or at the end of the night and the beginning of the morning, they bring all the trains down here, and we inspect all the trains every day before they go out. We can hold a total of 6 trains in here, but we only have 5. Online, at one point in time, there will only be 4. One will always be down for maintenance. That's what this one is. It's our annual maintenance train right here. It actually just finished today getting inspected, so we're going to be painting it, putting it back together so we can get it back up online so the next one can come down for its maintenance. We do annual maintenance on it about every 55,000 cycles. So our track is just under a mile long, so that's about every 55,000 miles per train. Big things, also wheels like this. The rims themselves come from Intamin, and then the liner for it comes from Euromet. The harness straps and seats come from Ralph Alberts. So some things we have to get from overseas, some things we can get here in the United States. Cheetah Hunt has 3 different size wheels. This is our guided upstock wheel size. This is our pilot car size. And this one here is our road wheel.
That's if used by date. So they're made out of polyurethane. Yeah,
Best
best used
after.
after.
Oh.
So they need time to cure and everything, because if they're not cured and they go on the track, they'll stay flat. So once they cured, once being on the track, that's how they get that divot into it.
Wow, okay. Huh.
Now, everybody has always heard that all the ambassadors are telling you, do not bring your cell phones on the rides. You will lose them. Worst case that'll happen, it'll get caught in our wheels. So what happened here is a train was going by and somebody dropped their cell phone. It got stuck. And so it just skidded and just left a divot here. Now, if for whatever purpose something happens and you do get stuck out on the track. So this one easily travels about 10, 15 pounds. That one's close to about 50. So what it does is each coach has a hookup here in the back. It's always the back right. The harnesses take 24 volts to raise. So if you notice up in the station there's that silver collector plate. That's what gives the entire train it. But when we're doing the evac, you have to go individual coaches. So it'll send a 24 volt signal to the harnesses so you can raise them if we need to.
We gotta ride this thing first.
I just got off of Cheetah Hunt and that was amazing. We almost got a rollback. I was in the back row and it just slowly went over and I was like, dang it. I wanted that rollback so bad. The Cobras Curse next and I'm so excited.
My name's Carolyn. So Cobras Curse opened in June 17th, 2016. It's branded as like a family coaster. It's a spinning coaster. So this is one of the most themed rides in the park. It follows the story of the ancient Egyptians and the King Venomous, which is our snakes right there. He used to bless them, give them a lot of food and stuff, but then he got greedy with his power and he put a curse on the people that lives there. So they took off the statue, buried the temple, and nowadays Vice excavation team is here uncovering the curse of the Cobras Curse. So if you see behind us, this lift right here is 70 feet tall. This is the first lift. It is a vertical lift, so it takes you up on a carrier, takes you face to face with King Venomous himself. If little hidden gem on this ride, if you look up there on the yellow wheels at the very, 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 very top, it's actually the Busch Gardens logo, the coaster tree. This ride was manufactured by Mach. It's a German company. Our block brake, so the train's gonna slow down and it's gonna turn backwards. Then you're gonna go into this section here. It's a little like circle. It's supposed to be like the snake's coiled up body. And then you're gonna go up this incline lift right here. It uses tires to pull you up as opposed to like a chain pulling you up. Once you get to the top of that, the clutch will release and you go into a free spin. We have no control over the spin. Sometimes if you distribute your weight well enough, you can spin more. But yeah. Alrighty guys, we're about to go into a limited access area. We're going down that way. Look at our first lift here. You can see the King Venomous is the statue. Looks like a crane taking you up to the top, to the head. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure that the snake statue is 30,000 pounds. It's very heavy. There's some videos on YouTube of them like putting it when they first made this. But yeah. The maximum amount of trains we can run with is 8 trains. This is where all the trains will hang out overnight, out of the weather. This train down here is down for its annual maintenance. After so many dispatches, the train will go down for its annual maintenance, and they will completely take it apart, test every nut, bolt, everything on it, and put it back together, order new parts, all that stuff. Takes a while to do that. So yeah, so that's what this train is doing. You can see kind of the inside of it, which is kind of cool. And then this train right here, it's just here, they're working on it as well. Some cool things on the train is there's a circle part right there. And you guys can see it here. That's where we will plug on a battery pack to manually open your lap bars if we needed to. We also have there's a slit right here in the metal. But there's a slit right here in the metal that we can put a lap bar key in, pull towards us, and the lap bar will come up. There's a third way. Can't put it straight on these trains, but I can come straight out there. We put a pump on it, and we can pump open your lap bars. So we have a couple different ways to open them if we needed to. Yeah, so our maintenance team gets here at like 3 a.m. every morning. They do a full track walk of the track, and they'll also test all the lap bars, make sure they open and close properly, and brakes and all that stuff, test everything before we're able to operate the ride. Okay, so this is our panel area. So right here on the screen is how we're able to see which trains, which seats are secured and not. So in a second, they'll come up green right here, so all those seats are secured. Once all seats are secured, they're good to use that RFI tag the back of the train, and it's good to be dispatched. Also, if we were to ever need to go into a ride-restricted area because of a technical shutdown, we'd use one of these. This is our ride disable device, lockout tagout as it's commonly known. We just put this on our e-stop. Each ambassador gets a lock to ensure that every ambassador comes back before we restart the ride. Also, all the rides in the park have a daily ride status report sheet. That is the okay, you're good to use this ride from the mechanics. On the wall there, this screen right here is where we control all the audio that goes on the ride, so we can turn it off and on. We also have manual spiels we can play if we have technical difficulties or inclement weather, anything like that. We can play right there. We can put exactly where we want them to hear it at. Yes, we can also use this to manually talk to them as well. When we request an ADA is when we use that transfer track that I was talking about earlier. So if there's a guest that maybe needs more time getting on the trains for whatever reason, we can pull a train over just for them, so they can take their time getting on, don't have to walk onto the moving walkway. That way we can continue to move the ride while that happens. Alright, so in a second she's going to request an ADA, and it's going to light up here on the panel screen. It says press acknowledge function to accept ADA. He's going to push that button to accept that request. Now the next train that comes in is going to automatically move over, like this one will right now. In a second, there we go.
I bet they're wondering what.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yep, and it's replaced by a new track.
Very neat.
Yep. So that's the same thing that we'll use to move the trains into the barn at night as well. Alright, you guys ready to ride?
Yeah.
Yay! Alright, let's go on down.
Just got off a ride there on Cobras Curse. That was pretty good. We spun a good amount on the free spin part, so that was amazing. I loved the Cobra Curse control room. That was super cool. And yeah, on to Montu. Editor Max here, and I just wanted to say I'm going to skip over the part where the guy explained the mechanics of the ride, as we were sitting right next to the load station, and B&M trains are really loud, so you couldn't even hear him. But now we're going to skip to the part where we got to walk up the mid-course.
This barn right in there, that's where the trains are serviced every day, inspected before they're put on the track. We also have our annual maintenance trains in there. So after so many cycles, like you saw at Cobras Curse, they take the trains apart. So there's a train in there that's completely looks like this. There's nothing on it. So they'll take the trains, they'll use a crane that bring the parts of the train down. They'll bring it out here. They'll take everything apart, put it back together, lift it back up inside, and they'll do that for every train after so many cycles. We have our vertical loop, which at the time was the world's largest vertical loop on an invert coaster. And then we have our Immelman far in the very far. That's it's also unique to roller coasters at the time. We're gonna go ahead and go about halfway up block break here. I just asked you guys hold on to the railing just because it does shake when the trains go by, okay?
So we just climbed the mid-course of Montu, and it was amazing. I could only dream of getting shots from that high. Ah, that was great. There's another train cycling now. I'm just in heaven. Even though I'm not a B&M member person, that was cool. A big thank you to Brittany.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.